Hey girlies, it's Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. So before we jump into the video, I may sound a bit different today. I'm literally just getting over a flu. Today is the first day I don't feel like I have a fever. I don't feel like I have a migraine. I still sound sick, but I actually feel amazing. So you know the day after a fever, you feel like thank God for life. My body's not hurting, my head's not sweating. I actually feel really good today, and I just want to glam myself up, test some new makeup. So I hope my voice doesn't bother you guys too much, but yeah, I am still bunged up and whatever. So I've got my tissue, I've got my water, I'm still kind of recovering, but I really wanted to film today, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, I'm going to be testing loads of new makeup. I went to a Pop Beauty event. They're now available at Superdrug, so I'm going to test some of their products. I also went to a Too Faced event and I got a new shade in the Born This Way, because I did purchase the Butter Pecan, but I really only purchased that shade because it was one that Jackie Aina made and I really wanted to support her collab. But I feel like this shade matches me a little bit better. It has that neutral undertone, which I think I definitely have, compared to Butter Pecan, which has more of a warm undertone. We also have a new eyeshadow palette from NYX. We have a new blush palette from Nars. So let's just go ahead and throw all of this stuff on my face. So I'm gonna start with the wow. I'm gonna start with the Pop Beauty 24K face base. So this is a radiance blurring primer, and I hadn't actually heard of the brand before. They're actually a sister brand to Pixie Beauty, which I love. So this is what it looks like, and it's kind of like a gel formula. So it like sprays out like a spray, but when you feel it, it feels like a gel primer. I hope I'm not shouting because my ears are still kind of blocked. So it does kind of feel like a, you know, setting spray or primer spray. Okay, so it feels nice and kind of jelly. So next we're moving on to foundation, and I have tried the Born This Way foundation before, but I haven't tried this shade on my face. So I got the shade Maple, but I have purchased Butter Pecan in the past, so I hope you guys can see. It's kind of very similar in shade, but Butter Pecan is more golden, whereas Maple is more neutral, so I'm hoping this will fit me a bit better. As for the formula of Too Faced Born This Way, I feel like it is a bit too hydrating for my skin type to wear for like long days. I do prefer more matte foundations, whereas this one's definitely more of like a dewy natural skin finish type of finish, but it definitely has a really good coverage to it. It's just not very long lasting on my skin. It gets really oily, but if I'm having like short errand days, then I can definitely wear it. I'm going to do 2 pumps on each side, and I'm going to use my Juno Co sponge. Why not? I haven't used it in a while and I paid my money for it, so I better use it. You know what, this shade is really nice for me. It definitely is a better match than Butter Pecan in my opinion. I see everyone on YouTube using this sponge and I keep trying to get into it because I spent my money on it, so I want to use it, but I just don't love it, guys. It's really kind of dense and hard. It's not the hardest sponge I've ever used, but it's just not. I prefer to use a brush. And I also went ahead and got the concealer in the shade Maple, because I do use warm sand underneath my eyes to brighten, but I wanted to get this shade to kind of cover any dark spots left. So I'm just going to use that here. It's a really nice color for me, just to cover up any dark spots that didn't get covered with the foundation. I'm going to go in with the sponge again and just dab that in. So now underneath my eyes, I'm going to go in with the shade Warm Sand, which I absolutely love for highlighting. Maybe I should have done this after my eyeshadow. I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in. Such a beautiful concealer. Look at that coverage. So NYX went ahead and came out with some new palettes. They have these mini ones which have 6 shades on the inside. So they have the Brights, what is it called? The Ultimate Edit, and this one's the Brights. Then we have the Warm Neutrals, and then we have the Phoenix. And Phoenix is the new palette, this one right here. So it's got like loads of warm tones and some purpley tones. These are definitely my type of colors. So it looks like that, and then this is like the small version of it. But I'm definitely gonna go in with the bigger palette today and create an eye look. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with the p.louise eyeshadow base in the shade Free as usual. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with the dark purple over here on the outer V. I don't like that this palette doesn't have a mirror, especially for the price. I feel like these are, what, £20? 15 to 20? I feel like they definitely could have had a little mirror in there. But the pigmentation on this shadow is really nice. So I'm taking the Morphe E17 brush, and I think I'm gonna go into this burgundy red up here. The palette like doesn't have any fallout at all. I'm like swirling my brush in there and there's barely any powder coming off. And this color I'm going to press on the edge of the purple. So I'm going to stamp it right here, blending into the purple really well. Those two colors go really nicely. I think I'm going to go in with the yellow shade up here. It's a matte yellow. I'm just pressing that up to the brow bone. I'm going to take a dab of this orangey shade here and put it in between the purple and the yellow and blend that. Ooh, that color is very pigmented. I'm going to blend that right here. Yeah, I like the orange better than the yellow. The yellow wasn't really right for my skin tone. It's really, really light. So now I can go back into, I think I'm going to use a dab of this red and a little bit of this burgundy brown red. So mix these two together and put that right here. Now going back into the dark purple, I'm just gonna smoke out the crease. So I think they're decently pigmented and they do blend really well. So I'm just gonna catch up on this eye and then I'll come back so we can do the lid. Okay, so for a lid color, I'm gonna go into this shimmery shade right here. This palette doesn't have much shimmers, which I really like. There's only this one, this one, this one, this one, and then also this one at the top here. So these are 4 of the swatches, and I'm gonna go in with this champagne gold type of color all over the lid. So I'm just gonna tap this all over the lid. Oh, that is a pretty color. Then go back into my blending brush, no extra product. I'm just gonna diffuse that color into the crease to make sure there's no harsh line. Okay, so I really like the eye look. I think the shadows performed beautifully. I love the color scheme of the palette. The only thing I would say are the shimmers are quite dry. I would prefer if they were a bit more creamy, a bit more foiled, but that's just personal preference. But overall, I think they performed pretty well. So really nice palette. Now I'm gonna go in with one of the Pop Beauty Flash Shadows. This one would probably go with it really well, but this one will stand out. Let me swatch them for you, by the way. They're like the Stila liquid shadows. So this one is Glitterati. What is it called? No, that was completely wrong. Cosmic Confetti. So I hope you guys can see that. It's like a silvery color. And then the next one is called Naked Glitz. And that is Naked Glitz. So a little bit more kind of bronzy, but really, really nice. Do you know what? I'm gonna go with the bronzier one, so Naked Glitz. I don't want it so opaque. I kind of want like a wash of glitter. I don't want to like swipe it on. So I think I'm gonna take some onto the back of my hand. And I believe these do dry down, so I'm gonna work rather quickly. Take some on my finger and then just tap it on. Wow, there's so much glitter in that. Ooh. Really, really pretty. Really, like, and it's not playing with the shadows underneath either. It's not like removing it. Oh, that looks so good. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. And because they're available at Superdrug, I'm assuming they're affordable, more affordable than the Stila ones anyway. So I don't know if I've tested this on camera, but I've been loving the Benefit roller liner. It's just so black, and one swipe, like this thing is so thin. It's just amazing. I love this liner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick liner across. I'm not gonna wing it or anything. Some pen eyeliners, you have to like put it back in and like shake it to get some product, but this never dries out. I love it. I might do a little baby wing, nothing dramatic. Just a little baby one. So now I'm just applying these lashes from my lash brand called Ava, and then this is what the packaging looks like. Ava is my favorite style at the moment. It's just so natural, but like wispy, and dramatic but natural, if you know what I mean. This is what they look like, and I just love the way they like crisscross, and they're just so, they're not too long, but they add enough length and drama for me. So yeah, these are Ava, and I'm just gonna apply them. You know what's funny, guys? The other day I got a letter from my electric company, my electric and gas company, and they were like, your prices are increasing. And I was like, sorry, did I agree to this? Like, who asked you to increase my prices? Like, what? It's the same like when you owe a company money, they'll be like, you have 7 days to pay this. But as soon as they owe you money, oh, you'll receive it within the next 30 days. And then it's 30 working days and you're like, excuse me, give me my money. So So this is the style Ava, obviously lash, no lash. I just love them so much. Okay, so I just went ahead and wet my Real Technique sponge because that Juno sponge was just not doing it for me, girl. And I really want to go in with a little bit more concealer. I'm taking like a small amount of the Warm Sand again. Have you guys seen the shade that the shade that Beauty Blender's been throwing at Real Techniques lately? I think on Twitter, is it? Or Instagram somewhere? I feel like, isn't it a little too late? Like, look how long this sponge has been out, girl, and now you want to come for Real Techniques? Like, why now? It's been forever. And not just Real Techniques, like so many brands have a sponge now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Beauty Blender sales are a bit down because I don't understand why they're coming out with the shade now. And don't get me wrong, I love Beauty Blender. Like, I've finished their whole bowl of foundation, but I feel like when it comes to sponges, this one I just use more than the Beauty Blender. Hashtag just saying, don't come for my head. Okay, so for setting powder, I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way. I've never tried this. This is the shade Translucent Medium. Probably like the first time in my life I'm not going with like a banana shade. Doesn't look like a brightening shade. Oh no. That definitely has not brightened. It's kind of like my setting powder color. It reminds me of like the Fenty Beauty honey shade. It's like, it's really good to set my face, but I don't think it's a brightening shade for underneath my eyes. I'm gonna take my Sacha Buttercup Light powder. So this is the difference in color. The top one is Sacha Buttercup Light, and then the bottom one is Too Faced Medium. I just prefer the brighter lifted look underneath my eyes, you know. So what I think I'm going to do with the Too Faced powder is take a little bit of that and kind of dust it over the rest of my face to set the foundation. And then gently sweep underneath the eyes. I think the Too Faced powder is really, really flawless. Like, it has made my skin super like soft and smooth looking. So I don't have any new contour. What's new? I never do. Oh my gosh, I saw Naima Tang do a video on bronzers, and guys, remember I said how many videos ago, probably like last year, yeah, definitely last year, I said show me your bronzers and I'll show you how inclusive you really are. And that video shows exactly what I mean. Like, she did a video going through so many brands and so many bronzers, and none of them worked for her. I feel like bronzers are just like so not inclusive. I'm gonna take the Revolution Matte Base Powder in P14. So like most people contour, most darker skin people contour with like face powders or like darker foundation sticks, do you know what I mean? Or darker foundation in general. Like, no one gets bronzer, actual bronzer powders that are meant for bronzing. So in 2019, I'd really like to see bronzers become more inclusive. I know certain people like to think that bronzing is not necessary for darker skin, but it is. We like to glow too, okay? It's like saying highlight is not necessary for light skin because they're light. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. So this is the Pop Beauty Makeup Magnet Mist, and it's a energizing and hydrating setting spray. Oh, I'm getting a tickly cough. So I'm just gonna, oh, that has a really nice mist on it. Ooh, has an interesting scent. Not like fragranced or anything, but it does smell like something familiar. Like a green tea or like a chamomile tea. That's what it smells like. I'm not noticing a dewy look, but I definitely noticed that the powder is like settled into my face. It's not as powdery. I might need a little bit more. So while that's drying down, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm gonna start with the, I'm gonna mix the red and the orange together. And then a little bit of that dark purple color right on the outer edge. And for the inner corner, I'm gonna take the same shade that I put on my lid. And a tiny bit of mascara. So next I have this blush palette from Nars, and this is called the Exposed Cheek Palette. I've seen this everywhere and I was so excited when I got it in PR because it's the blush palette with like the waves in it. So this is what the packaging looks like. Like, how cool is that? Can you guys see like the waves in the packaging? Really nice. And then these are the shades on the inside. I absolutely love the look of these two down here, and then this one up here would make a really nice blush as well. Ooh, that's a really nice color. They feel kind of like silky. Okay, they've got really decent pigmentation actually, so they would work on deeper skin too. And I'm gonna dip into this shade, this kind of mauvey, darker color, as well as the orange. So I'm gonna mix the two. Oh, 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 okay. It definitely comes out on my skin tone. I'm just gonna dab over that with my powder brush. So you can definitely see the blush on my cheeks, and do you know what I really like? That they're not shimmery. I thought they were going to be shimmery blushes because of how satin they look in the pan, but they've come out like matte blushes. Yeah, this is a cute cheek palette from Nars. Now for highlighter, I have 3 highlighters from Pop Beauty. So these are called the Prismatic Pop, okay? So we have the shade Coral Crush, which is like a pinky rose gold highlighter. Then we have Bronze Boom, which is of course like a bronzy highlighter. And then we have Stellar Light, which is like a really goldy type of highlighter. I think I'm gonna go with this one today because it's like a gold with a slight orange undertone. It's really interesting. So I'm just gonna take some of that onto my highlight brush. Ooh, yeah, it has this like orange undertone. Really nice on my skin tone. Oh, it's got a really nice sheen to it as well. Like in real life, guys, it doesn't look too much, and on camera it's got a really nice reflection, but it's not glittery. That is beautiful. And last but not least, we have lips, of course. So I have something else from Pop Beauty. This is called their Permanent Pout Matte Lip Paint, and it's in the shade Nearly Nude. They do have a few shades in this, of course, but I wanted to go with nude as usual. I rarely experiment with lip colors nowadays. I'm so boring. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's like a silver color, and you can kind of tell the color. The color inside is shown through the lips. Ooh, I have a cold so I can barely smell it, but it does smell like a sweet bubble gum or like a sweet of some kind, and it's kind of like a pinky color. I'm just gonna take my NYX Cold Brew lip liner as usual. You know what? Now that it's mixed with the lip liner, it doesn't look that bad, like color-wise. Okay, so now that the lip has dried down, guys, I must say it is feeling rather sticky. Like the outside of my lips are sticking together, and let's try push my lips together and see. You won't get the stickiness if you put a lip gloss on top, which I'm probably gonna do, but if you just wanna wear it by itself, it's rather sticky. Not my favorite liquid lipstick, but then again, I don't wear liquid lipsticks nowadays because my lips are just so dry. I'm always doing like lip gloss or like normal lipsticks. Oh, I know, I haven't tested the Huda Beauty nude, what are they called? The matte lipsticks that she came out with, the nude collection. I haven't used these on camera, I don't think, but I've used them off camera, and they're really nice formula, really pigmented. She did come out with, I believe, 8 different shades of nude, some pink undertone, some peachy undertone, and then like a really dark color as well. It is like a magnetic closure, but I also love like the ombre packaging. Really cute. I believe they are available on Cult Beauty here in the UK. So this is the shade Interview, and it kind of has like a orangey peachy undertone. So let's try this. Yes, like you see that pigment, like one swipe, okay, couple swipes. But I absolutely love the way these feel on the lips. They just feel so like comfortable, but they're matte looking without matte feeling. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and top it with the Fenty Gloss Bomb, which I have been loving ever since I tried it in a video a few weeks ago. Juicy. Okay guys, so I think that is it for all of the testing. Let me just get myself together. Okay guys, so that is it for my testing today. I really liked everything I played with. The NYX palette was really nice. These Pop Beauty glitters, amazing. If you want to try the Steeler ones but you just don't have the Steeler coin, then definitely go grab one of these. I think they are available at Superdrug and in store as well. Also, the Pop Beauty highlighter, yes girl, if you don't like glittery highlights, you kind of like that sheen, then these are definitely gonna be for you because they are beautiful. So yeah guys, that is my thoughts on all of the products. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed filming because I haven't filmed in like a week, so it was nice to sit down and get everything on my face. Let me know what you thought about the products down in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a huge thumbs up, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next video, hopefully sounding better. But yeah, bye.